Hello, and welcome back to Toxic Free Tuesdays. This is the show where we find simple solutions for toxic problems. And as a lifestyle coach, I am all about empowering people to find safe solutions to make their lives healthier. And I am really excited to introduce my next guest because I have a problem with spiders. And when we look at chemicals in the home, pesticides are one of the things that can really be causing a problem. They're very dangerous for our young children, and they're dangerous for our pets. And so spraying chemicals in and around our homes is not something that we want to be doing. So when I found out that there was this young man here in town who was doing all natural pest control, I just had to know more about him. So thank you for being here with us today. This is Shawn Meyer from Natural Care Pest Control.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So glad that you could come on the show.
Yeah, excited to be here.
Good. So I guess the first question that I have for you is, how did you get into pest control? What is your background?
Yeah, actually, there was a time when I was, you called me young, but there was a time when I was a lot younger where I simply just needed a job and applied to a pest control company and eventually ended up managing and running two of the larger pest control companies in Fresno. And throughout those years of experience, I just kind of began to have some concerns about the products that we were putting out there. For example, we would, one technician would service 15 to 20 residential homes in a day. And of course, there's dogs in the backyard, there's kids' play equipment, there may even be kids or dogs in the yard when we're doing that. And yet our operations manuals would instruct the technicians that upon arriving home, go into your garage, take off all of your clothes and your boots, go inside the home, take a shower before you hug your wife and kids. And I just started to find a disconnect in so many things that are like that in the industry. And I thought there just had to be something better, and so I started researching organic products, and I had this idea of a natural pest control company. And, in the middle of that research, I was actually asked to help my church as a pastor for a number of years. And so we did that, so I kind of put the idea on the shelf. And when it was time to go back into business, that's right where I went, because I still had that idea and still had that research, and kind of picked up the research and did a lot of testing and founded Natural Care Pest Solutions. And now we serve several hundred customers on a monthly basis, residential and commercial, in Fresno, Clovis, all over the place.
So how long have you actually been in business? Because I think you're fairly new, huh?
Just over a year.
Wow.
Yeah, just over a year, growing fast. We've doubled our business over the last 2 months, and we're up another 30% this month, so it's going well.
Wow, that's great. I'm really keen on natural pest control because, again, it's all of those pesticides that we're spraying in the yard that actually get down into the water table, and then, of course, they come out of our faucets. So what's different in your products that can actually make them effective to work if they're not toxic chemicals? So what's in your products?
Yeah, well, the answer to that, first of all, is that you'd be really surprised at what kills a bug. Just about anything, to be honest with you. And for thousands of years, going back to, BC, actually, people have killed bugs with things like extracts, essential oils, things from flowers, crushed up diatoms and things like that. Diatomaceous earth, you might have heard of.
Earth, yeah.
But the reality is that we, starting in about the 30s, specifically in America, started making advances in science. And pretty innocent at first, trying to replicate those natural things and what they do, using chemistry and developing synthetic pesticides that were sort of like the natural stuff, right?
Okay.
And maybe not as dangerous, but this very quickly steamrolled into things like DDT, which is still found in the cord blood of babies.
Yes, it is.
DDT, it's been outlawed for how long? And we're still finding it in blood. So I guess I would say we look back to what has always worked and why did it work and why did we stop using it? Did we stop using it because it didn't work anymore? And the answer is no. We stopped using it because there were cheaper things and things that lasted longer. But you have to know that the very thing that makes something good can also make it bad.
Right.
And the fact that it lasts longer means it persists in the environment over time, which is why we're still finding DDT in babies. And that is not good. DDT was good because it lasted long. DDT is not good because it lasts long. And so what we have in our products are all kinds of different ingredients. You'll look at geranium oil, which is an extract from geraniums, eugenol, which is an all-natural thing that even the dentist uses to numb you. So that's something that goes in your mouth, and it's 100% organic. It's basically clove oil is what eugenol basically is. Thyme oil is excellent for cockroaches. Peppermint oil, spearmint oil, wintergreen oil. Basically, we're talking about all kinds of different essential oils and plant-based products that work to kill the bugs.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
So these are safe around like my vegetables. Not that I grow a vegetable garden, I really don't. But if I were to grow a vegetable garden, would these be safe in there?
Yeah, actually our foundational product, the one that we use really about 90% of the time for general pest control, just maintenance. If you have a monthly service with us and you're on a program where we come out every month and just treat the yard area, treat the perimeter of the home, our foundational product that we use is actually OMRI rated, which is the only product that can be used on organic crops, organic
Okay.
fruits and vegetables, to where they can still be labeled as organic. So the answer is yes, we can treat around the vegetable gardens and around the kids' play areas with that. It's totally safe for those
Wow.
types of things. Yeah, I mean, you can still label crops as certified organic when you use this stuff.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
Now, would you treat every property the same? Or I remember when we were talking, you said that you had like different formulas for different properties depending
Yeah.
upon their bugs. So you vary what you do?
Yeah, you know, those ingredients that I described, there's many more of them on our list of ingredients that we use, but we vary the percentages of them depending on your property. For example,
Okay.
if you've lived in different houses over your lifetime, you can kind of remember that in one house you might have had lots of spiders, and in a different house you might see lots of cockroaches in the yard. Well, the
Okay.
same thing doesn't necessarily work for both. So we don't treat every property the same.
Okay.
You know, you'll see a lot of pest control companies, they drive around and they have a 50-gallon tank in the back
Okay.
of their truck, right? And they've got a mixture in there that they're going to use on every house this month. Well, that's a synthetic pesticide, and that's just a broadcast catch-all. But the reality is maybe your property doesn't need
Right.
the strength that he's using this month. Maybe it needs more or not. But for us, we use backpack sprayers. So we put the backpack on and walk around, and that allows us to see every part of your property and mix our product at every single stop. So when we arrive at Penny's house, we may know that Penny's house typically has more ants than other houses. So maybe we'll put a little bit of extra something in there for Penny's ants. Yeah, so we don't treat every property the same. They're all different.
Okay. And I guess my next question would be is how do we get hold of you?
Yeah, gosh, you can even call me on my cell phone if you want. This might be a big mistake, but I'll put it out there. I'm a Fresno guy, born and raised, so 559-917-0009. You can also reach me at Shawn at naturalcarepest.com. It's SHAWN at naturalcarepest.com. Obviously, you can visit the website and get more information, naturalcarepest.com. There's a contact form on every page of that website, so feel free to fill it out and ask any questions you might have, and we'll get back to you pretty quick.
Good.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. And I understand that you have the same technician that goes to each address, so they are familiar with the property. So once you've set up an account with somebody, they will see the same person each time. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, with very little variance. We try to do that because we're a relationship company. I mean,
Okay.
we really are. This is natural is kind of an extension of our lifestyle. I mean, we care about people. People matter to us. Relationships matter to us. Health matters to us. Eating right. What we're putting around our properties matters to us.
Perfect.
And so we think that it's a smart thing that you see the same person every month that you get to know your person,
Right.
and your technician gets to know your property. And so each month when he or she arrives, they know exactly what you've told them in the past or problems that you have and where you see things. And so, yeah.
Wonderful. Well, I know I'm really excited to know that there's something safe for us here in the valley, that we don't have to be putting toxic chemicals around our kids and our pets and our homes. So I want to say thank you for coming on the show, Shawn.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll take a short break before our last guest.